Well, I am really excited to get started on our project today. I'm not quite ready to get rid of all of the winter products. I've had so much fun with the Christmas cards that I thought I would make at least one more. It's not a Christmas card, it's a winter card, but I just thought we'd do one more with kind of a frosty feel to it before we kind of head into the Valentine direction. So today we are going to play with some wintry things. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Carrie. Okay, I'm gonna switch my camera views. Okay, so today, one of the things I wanted to play with is, hi Robin, Happy New Year. So I have had this reindeer die on my to do something with pile for a while, and I think it's absolutely gorgeous, but whether I just had a different assignment in the way or whatever, I just didn't get around to it at Christmas time. But I thought, one thing I like about this die is that it's really good for more than just Christmas. And I'm going to use it for our winter card today. And I'm really excited. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. This whole line of dies was, there's ornaments, there's a tree, there's a stocking that are all really just intricately cut. There's an angel. And I have had a lot of fun playing with these. I just think they're absolutely beautiful. So we are going to use that reindeer. And I did already cut it. This is cut out of the Elegant Essentials Sterling cardstock. And then
Holtz says hi.
Sarah, hello. Sarah happens to be my niece. Thanks for joining us today, Sarah. Okay, so this background, this outline piece, I cut that out of, Darren will put up the link, but it's the Sizzix Opulent collection.
Mary says hi.
Hi, Mary. Happy New Year. Now, the collection I have was called Mystique, but there is still a collection on the Brutus Monroe site. It's called, Darren? Ivory. It's in the Opulent collection, but it's Ivory.
It's Ivory.
Just Ivory?
Yeah.
Okay, well, at least I got that right. Can you see all of that shimmer? All that yummy, glittery goodness. So that's what we're going to use for the backing of our deer. Let's just take care of that really quick. I'm going to use some of my...
Carrie and Robin have shared.
Oh, you guys, thank you so much for sharing this. I really do appreciate that. All right.
Are we giving away gifts, Shannon?
I don't have anything handy. I can.
Tried to miss something. No, I was just checking. Do what you have to do.
Okay, so I am just gonna, I don't glue the entire thing. I'm just gonna glue where I think we need to make sure that it's gonna anchor it down. So definitely along the outer edge. And we'll see how we do with that. I gotta put my pin back in right away or else I am so terrible about forgetting. And that little nozzle is so nice. You can see the nozzle is so narrow, but that narrowness also makes it clog a little easier. So I have to be vigilant. Okay. So just kind of lining up our reindeer. And then we'll just stick something on top of that. Do I have something handy? I do, as a matter of fact. I'm just going to put my Misty right on top of that. This Misty, I use it as a weight on top of things that I want to keep straight. I don't know how often. Lots, though. Okay, so now let's work on our background. Now for this, I have to confess, I grabbed a stamp from my stash. I did get it from a Brutus Monroe event, so hopefully that makes it legal. It is not available on the site, though. It's a Hero Arts set. It's called Wood Grain. I got it from the Create Your Own Ending event. Now, if you guys have ever had the opportunity to participate in a Brutus Monroe event, let me just tell you that when you do that, they just load you up with goodies. So it's definitely worth the money. Now I'm just going to hurry and throw a little bit of,
Carrie says the ivory and silver look good together.
I think they look pretty too, Carrie. I like the ivory and the silver together too. I just wanted to make a soft, just frosty card. I have to say, I've been so excited since we moved to Texas. I'm just waiting for the snow, but we still haven't seen any. I'm sure when it gets here, I'll be over it really fast. But the novelty of it for now, I'm pretty excited about. So maybe this will bring some snow. Let me get got a little piece of glitter on there. So I'm just using some, hi Michelle. I'm just using a little bit of embossing ink. This is awesome ink. If you have any kind of embossing powders and you need a good embossing ink, I love Brutus Monroe's. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and get that stamped on there. And you could really use any kind of a background on this, but I just wanted something just to kind of, you'll see when we put the whole thing together. It just needed a little more texture in the background and a little something more solid. Okay, so it looks like we need to get a little bit more on there. And I still haven't gotten myself one of those, oh, what do they call them?
Brandon says hello.
Hi, Brandon. Those things that you use over the top of your MISTI to make sure that everything gets stamped. Okay. I think that we've got that. I am going to do one more layer of that ink just because I want to make sure that my embossing powder is really just has all the advantage. So let's see how we did.
Carrie says she loves create your own ending events. There we go.
Carrie, you know what? It was my first one this past year and it was so much fun. The only thing with the create your own event, create your own ending event for me was that it was right in the middle of moving. So I didn't get to finish everything. But the nice thing about it is that that everything is recorded. So you can go back and create your projects. I still need to do that, but but it is there and it makes me happy to know I can go back whenever I want. Okay, so I'm just going to get the MISTI out of our way now that we've got everything adhered and everything stamped. And now I'm going to use some of our Sterling embossing powder. And I'm being really just liberal because I know I'm going to pour it all right back into the jar anyway. So I'm not too worried about using the whole jar because most of the jar will be right back after I pour it back in. So
Robin asked if you're attending the Staycation 2022.
Robin, I am. I am. Thanks to Darren.
Michelle says she has a few projects to do too.
Well, I pulled a few things. Michelle, I pulled my kit out and was looking through it and I was like, oh, I wish I would have done that sooner because I probably would have used some of this stuff around the holidays. But it made for kind of a fun thing today. Well, yesterday, I should say.
Gary says in Minnesota, she thinks Mother Nature's confused. It rains, there's tornado warnings, then a little snow, then more rain. Now it's -2.
Oh, wow, Carrie, that is a lot of Mother Nature is giving you whiplash over there, huh? Okay, so now that we've got that on there, I'm going to just move this out of the way. I'm all about having some space. So let's just move that and I'll grab my heat tool. There it is. And hopefully it's not too loud. I can see I kind of missed this edge. That's going to bug me. I got to get this edge. Hang on, guys. Probably have enough left in my tray. I just missed that last little bit right there. Yep, that should do it. Okay. So let's go ahead and get that heated up. I love our sterling embossing powder. It is so pretty. You can see it's already starting to change. Oh, that's wonderful. Robin and Mary are sisters. One of these days, I hope to go to an event where I can see you guys in person. It would be very fun. We can get this dang, all these illnesses away, huh? So I can feel myself moving it around anyway, because that's just born in me now. And I am just a little bit nervous that it's going to scorch if I don't. So I'll have to trust the process a little bit more. There we go. Okay, we've just about got this, guys. Let it cool just a little bit. All right. My mat is really hot. So I'm just making sure.
Ellen said Happy New Year.
Thanks, Ellen. Happy New Year to you. What fun plans does everybody have for New Year? New Year's Eve is actually my son's birthday, Benji's birthday, and he is officially going to be a teenager. I will have no more little kids at my house. So that's how we'll be spending it, is celebrating Benji's birthday. All right. So now I took a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock, and that's going to be our card base, because we are going to make a nice big 6 by 6 card today. Every once in a while, it's just nice to make a big card you can spread out all your fun goodies on. Okay. So now,
Ellen said, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to wear to the living room.
yes, which pair of pajamas? Are you going to wear your best pajamas, or are you going to go for sweats?
Gary says PJs, and Kirsten and I are doing movie night.
That is wonderful. You know what, Carrie? That is my favorite way to hang out with my family. Okay, so this is the Elegant Essentials cardstock. This is the sterling. And we're just going to mat our background there to give us our good foundation for the rest of our card. And I haven't decided if I want to go this way with our wood or this way with our wood. We'll check it out. Originally, I was going to go up and down, but I'm kind of liking the side to side. And we've got our reindeer over here. So now we just need to get a few more things. Now I just cut a panel of the Opulent paper.
Side to side, it kind of looks like wind.
Yeah, I kind of think it looks like wind too. It kind of gives more of a winter feel. And now I'm going to tell you guys a secret. And when I do, I might lose a couple of you, because I'm telling you now, you got to act fast. Okay?
Cindy says hi.
Sydney?
Cindy.
Cindy. Hi, Cindy. Thanks for joining. Okay, so this is from the Echo Park set, Let's Go Camping, and it's the Explore dies. And I happen to have some inside information that there's only like 2 left. So, if you want this die, you're going to have to work fast and furious. I use this die a lot. I used it a lot this year, and it's not very expensive. I really like it.
Hi, her and Raylan are watching.
Hi, Theresa. Hope you had a Merry Christmas. Okay, so let's make, we need to make our little, well, let me just show you. Hi, Emily.
Don't forget Raylan.
I haven't forgotten Raylan. Okay, now I want to show you this stencil. Some of you may have it if you had the calendar from last year, but it just went on sale. Well, just went up for sale, I should say. This is called Snow Flurries, and it is one of my very favorite stencils. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. I had to use it. We're going to use a little bit of Pixie Spray on the back of our stencil. You won't see me do this because I'm going to do it over my garbage can. I don't want to spray my glass mat with the Pixie Spray. But the spray is just, you hold it maybe 10 inches away from your, if that much, away from your stencil. And you kind of let it set up a little bit on there so it gets tacky on one side of your stencil. And this is your best friend. If you've not ever used it before, this makes it so that your stencil sticks right down flat to your project.
Margaret from Ontario, Canada is on.
Hi, Margaret.
She's a newbie.
Margaret, thanks for joining. Darren is actually from Canada. All right, so now we're going to do some stuff to this vellum. I didn't mention that this vellum right here is our heat-resistant vellum, and 10 sheets come in a package. This is my favorite vellum by far. So definitely good if you want to emboss or anything like that. It's great because it is heat resistant. So the trick with vellum is I want to put a few things on it, but we don't want it to get super crinkly. It's going to get a little bit crinkly, and that's okay. I think that works for what we're doing. But you don't want it to get like super wavy in the paper. But we are going to put some washi down to anchor down our stencil a little bit more. I'm gonna make sure I'm not covering up anything that needs to be exposed. It's definitely what?
A beautiful stencil.
Isn't it pretty, Carrie? I love it. I love these snowflakes. They're elegant and beautiful. Okay. So now we've got our stencil down. I think I'm going to put one more just right in here just to kind of catch in the middle there. And we are going to use, so Darren got me a couple of fun things for Christmas that I tried out today. I say today, but I really did make this yesterday. I'm not saying I've never waited till the last minute, but I didn't today. So I'm going to scooch my glass mat over just a little. So this is one of the distress crayons. I had never used these before. This was my first time. This is, these are the holiday, what did they say? Holiday
Pearl set 1 and 2.
There's a holiday, they're holiday pearls. And I've got 2 different sets. And this one is called Frosted Juniper. And I liked it because it's a really grayed green. There's just a little hint of green. It's more gray, I think. And this is water reactive, so you could use this. In fact, here, let's just mess with it a little bit. I've got a little piece of watercolor paper right here that I'm not doing anything with. So we'll just use a little bit of that. And let me just squirt a little bit of water over here. So you can use it with water. And just paint with it or smoosh it or whatever you want to do with it that way. But I wanted it a little drier because, for one thing, I wanted a short drying time because we are live. And I do want to do some layering on top of this. And because I'm using the vellum, I don't want it any wetter than it needs to be.
Ellen asks, is that one of the shimmer?
Yes, they do have shimmer. They are beautiful. So now I'm just going to take a blending brush and I am just going to use some of this over the top of our vellum. I probably could have stood to use a little bit more Pixie Spray, but I didn't, so we'll just cross our fingers a little bit. There we go. It's hard to see anything right now because I've got the black underneath this, but when we have the big reveal, you'll see that it did something. I also wanted to use this down first because it's a little, it's giving us kind of a base because we are going to use a little bit of aqua pigment, and I wanted the aqua pigment to have a little something to saturate into other than the paper, if that makes sense. Kind of keeps it on the top a little bit more. I don't know if that makes sense. It does in my mind, but hopefully it makes sense to you too. Okay. So I didn't do the entire thing. I'm just kind of randomly going around. We're not done. We've got plenty of other things we're going to put on here too. In fact, let's put a little bit of, this is called Snow Flurries, which, well, if this is Snow Flurries and this is Snow Flurries, we got to use them both, right? And we will use our blue blending brush for that one. And you can put as much or as little, you know, it just depends on how heavily you want to ink it up. I'm just kind of an in the moment kind of person. So I'm just kind of messing with it. I think I want a little bit more on there though, but I am going to add three more things. So
Ellen says she's liking the blue.
Isn't that blue pretty? Okay, so now let's add a little bit of our aqua pigment. We're going to use sterling. We're kind of on a sterling kick. And I'm going to just shake it up a little bit because a lot of times all of the mica or whatever's in it kind of gets down to the bottom. And you want to make sure that you get it, all the good stuff in there, right? Okay, so.
Ellen says, I bet the gray one adds a moody vibe.
You will see. So we don't need a ton of the aqua pigment because we want it somewhat dry. And I'm just going to use my brush for this. And I'm kind of just going to dip and spread, if that makes sense. Just because I don't, like I said, want my brush to be all saturated in one spot. Because we don't want our paper to get too wavy. And if we put too much moisture in one spot, it's going to get waves in it more. So it's hard to see. We may need a little bit more. There is a beautiful shimmer to this. But I think we need to put a little bit more. I'm being a little too sparing. I always figure you can add more, but you can't take away. So I would rather be safe than sorry. Okay. Hopefully we've got that spread out enough. And when you're using your brush, you do want to kind of watch that you're going in the same direction as much as you can. Like this one's pretty delicate in some areas, so you just don't want to bend up your stencil. Okay. So I can see it in the light, but it's probably hard for you to see on the camera with the black behind it. So we'll just, you might have to wait for the reveal before you get the whole feel. Now I'm going to use one last thing. And this was in my kit also from Create Your Own Ending. So forgive me because I don't know if it was ever carried on the site, but it's from it's Cosmic Shimmer, and it's from Creative Expressions. And so I just thought I would add just a tiny bit of this. It has a pretty fine mist. The harder you push, the finer the mist. And so because we need to keep it so dry, we're going to go really sparingly. I might even, well, I don't want to heat up my stencil, or I would probably use my heat tool on this. Okay, I think that's good. And I think we're still going to probably get a little bit of curling in our paper, but I think it'll be worth it.
Hi.
Hi, Candy.
And she says that's the best spray.
It's fun, isn't it? I just started playing with it when I went through my Create Your Own Ending kit.
Aqua Pigment collection.
What was that?
Ellen said she's going to add some metallics to her Aqua Pigment.
Oh my gosh, yes. The metallics are my favorite aqua pigments. There are so many pretty aqua pigments, but the metallics, I am a sucker for those. And you know what? The penny one is absolutely stunning. So make sure you add that. There is, I think, I don't know if it's available right now, but I do believe that there is a collection that has all of the metallics. All of the, like, traditional metallics anyway. So watch for that. Okay. I'm just going to kind of give it a quick spray. I'll clean it some more later, but just a quick one. All right, so let's see what we got here. Let's hold this up so we can see what we got. I do have it drying a little bit. Let's dry it a little bit with the heat tool. Just really lightly. Like I said, you don't want to have it too wet because you will get some curling in there. And I have one that is dry and ready to go that we'll probably use. But I at least want to reveal this one. Oh, I forgot something. Ah, no wonder. Okay, well, I forgot to use one more ink color. I was going to use the No Diving Simon Hurley on there. And that's why the one I'm about to show you has a little bit more blue in it than this one does. So keep that in mind. Let me find a piece of white so you can see how beautiful that is. Isn't that pretty? I don't know if you can see the sparkle if I move. I'm hoping you can. I'm hoping the camera's picking it up.
Candy asked, do you have any of these planned?
We were just talking about that, Candy, and it's Benji's birthday. He's going to be 13. He's going to be a big old teenager. So that is how we are spending our New Year's. How about you? Okay, I'm just going to clean this super quick.
It says that's beautiful, stunning. They said they can see it. It looks like awesome.
I'm so glad you guys can see it. It really is pretty. Typically I use shimmer spray because I love shimmer spray, but on this one the reason why I didn't is just because this mister is so fine that it made it so it was dry enough that I could use it on this vellum. Okay, so the one that I have already dry, you can see I got some curling on it. And I'm okay with that, but you can see there's a little bit more intense blue, and that was from the No Diving Simon Hurley. So we've got a few of our pieces now. And I kind of like it a little bit curly. I like just a little bit of, I like that it adds just a little bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? I feel like it adds some character to it. I feel like it's not just so flat. So I'm good with it. If it bugs you, then just keep the tape on it and make sure it dries. And just keep it as dry as you can when you're adding things to it. But I don't mind a little bit.
And seeing my parents and sisters' family.
Oh, Candy, that sounds like fun.
Let's play card games and then New Year's. They're having traditional Mexican meal dinner.
I'm going to go to your party, Candy. That sounds delicious. So, for Benji, he is really excited because we don't often go to like buffet style restaurants. But he's 13, so he's excited about being able to go and grab whatever he wants. So we're going to go and taking him to a buffet restaurant that he likes. Okay, so this die, this one's not available anymore. It was on the site last year, but it's also Echo Park. Hi, Donna. So I just grabbed some dies from my stash, and they say Winter Hugs. So we're gonna see if I can fit that into my circle. And what I did is I actually used some of the Coverall. Now this is adhesive. It's double stick. So it's actually not double stick. It's only sticky on one side. Sorry. Isn't it? No, it's double stick. Sorry, I'm having a brain cramp apparently. So what you want to do is I stuck it to my paper and then I cut it out on the other side. And then I can peel the paper back. Okay? So this is really good when you have itty bitty pieces. The reason why I used it on the sentiment is because you can see we've got narrow little lines that are kind of hard to get all the glue on. And then we've got like the little dot for our eye. And I knew I would lose that if I didn't keep track of it a little better. All right, so let's see if I can get this off without killing it. I will never be a surgeon, I can tell you that right now. Okay, so we've got this little piece. Then we need to add our R.
Candy's gotta go to dinner, she'll watch Riz later.
All right, Candy, thanks for dropping in.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year to you. Okay, here's our R.
Ellen says tittle is a dot on an eye.
Yes, we have our little tittle right there on our eye. I think I probably started over a little farther than I wanted to, so we'll just have to move Hugs over the other way a little bit. However, let's check this out. This is always probably a good idea to kind of see where it's going to land. See, we're pushing it just a little as it is. So it's probably a good thing we did do it there. I think I'll leave it there. That would have been the wiser thing to do. I like to take these bullets for you. Okay. I'm going to put Hugs on my finger for a minute.
Anne-Marie says hi.
Hi, Anne-Marie. Thanks for joining. Happy New Year. Okay, we've got the last part of our sentiment here, and I want to place that first so I know that I'm putting it and leaving plenty of space for everything. So I'm just trying to get the center out of my... There, I had to get the center part out of my G.
She said she hates when she doesn't get the Facebook notifications.
Oh, well, I'm glad that you found us. Okay, let's hope that this gives us enough space. Taking a little bit of a chance there. And we just need to put our U on there.
Cheryl says turn the words at an angle.
Turn the words.
So they're at an angle.
I think they're probably where they're gonna go. I'm a little afraid to move them at this point.
Just turn the circle.
Like that. I can do that.
Turn the circle.
All right, we're gonna move our H down a little bit. Not down that far. All right, we got everything on there except our H isn't quite right. So bear with me for just 1 second. Let's put that guy kind of over a little bit and up a little bit. And let's see if it'll come off carefully. Ooh, our U did come off. So maybe we can make this happen. You know, you can't just have it go on perfect the first time, especially when you're live, because that just can't happen. Okay, I think that'll work. What do you guys think? All right, so we've got our winter hugs, and then I think that this card is going to need some ribbon. So let's get all of this tacked down to our base. I kind of want to put this one at an angle, I think. And you know, I'm not too worried about anything showing through because our reindeer is going to cover a lot of this. And I'm kind of putting it where hopefully it doesn't show up anyway. So we've got that on there. Let's see. I think we might need to scoot it over just a little.
Emery says, love the winter hugs, perfect for all winter season.
I think so too. I think it's a good saying. Okay, let's put our reindeer down. Now that I have them all taped up, I'm thinking, do we want to put some foam on him instead? No, I think we'll just stick him down. I think he's good. Okay. Ready or not, there he is. And I just want to fit that right in there. So we're just going to put a little adhesive on it. Let's see if I can find the spot again. The sweet spot. It's probably completely different than the first time I did it, but that's okay. I'm trying to get it as close as I can. Let's see how far we are over. I really don't want to go off the card, so I'm just trying to see how much space we're working with here. I personally think sentiments are the hardest part of a card. Anybody else agree with that? They're hardest for me anyway. I don't always plan for them as easily as other things. I think we'll call that good.
Emery says the paper is so pretty.
Isn't this a pretty paper? I think so too. Don't forget that the sparkly Opulent paper is on sale. And also a reminder that the Brutus Monroe shipping department and their offices in their store right now are closed for the week, but they will be up and at them again on Monday the 3rd. All right, so now I've got some pretty ribbon I think we should add.
Donna says, I agree about the sentiment.
But, you know, it just looks naked without a sentiment. I very rarely make a card without a sentiment. Because it just...
Emery asks, the deer is a die.
The deer is a die. It's the Reindeer Standalone Die.
Give her the link.
Oh, Darren is putting the link up for you. It is one of my favorites for sure. Okay, let's see if I can get my bow to cooperate with me.
Michelle says her sentiments are purposely, in quote, put on wonky.
You know what? I think that is perfectly legal, Michelle. Wonky is good. Wonky is very forgiving, huh? I'm all about whatever's forgiving. All right. I think we got our bow just about on there. I just don't want to overwhelm the deer. We want to make sure we get it scaled well. All right, I think we got that. So we can trim down our...
Emery says, this is gorgeous, Shannon.
Oh, thank you, Anne-Marie. So now all we need to do is add this here and add our little sprigs. And this little space we left here is going to be perfect for that. So we can either add a sprig there, or we can kind of have it going.
Can you move it up a little bit?
Yes. I'm thinking that. What do you guys think? So I'm just going to add a little glue dot. That makes it a little easier to place.
Brandon said he loves the deer.
Isn't that pretty, Brandon? I love it too. And you know, you could use this for, I think, for masculine cards all year long. I think if you're trying to make, I know there's a lot of deer hunting fans and a lot of outdoors fans. I just think it's beautiful. It's a good, versatile die.
Ellen said the perfect accent, Shannon. Thinks it's a gorgeous card.
Ah, thank you. Now, I think it wouldn't be one of my cards if it doesn't have a couple of little somethings on it. So we're going to use some of these Prism. These are the Sterling Prism Sequins. This is how I keep mine. It's just an easy way to keep track of them because I can see what's in there, and it holds a lot. And I am going to use my detail grabber. The detail grabber, just really quick, because I don't know if I've explained it recently. It has this kind of waxy tip to it, and it just makes it easy to pick up things like little beads and little sequins. Before I glue, let's use our detail grabber to kind of decide where we're going to put them.
Michelle says bling bling.
I know this one has a lot of bling on it. This one has a lot going on, but I'm loving it. I told you that Christmas brings out the gaudy in me. I love the sparkle. I love the shine. Yeah, I think that is what we're looking for. Okay, so now I just need to add my glue. I'm going to put my pen right back in. Have any of you started your Valentine projects?
Ivory says bling is always better.
Bling is definitely necessary in this case, I think. Okay. Move that up a little bit. I think we've got it, guys. What do you think? Oh, except one major thing I almost forgot. Do you think maybe we should attach it to the card base? Oh. All right. Let's attach it to our card base. That's one. That is the detail grabber tool to pick up the sequins. It is a lifesaver. All right, hang on, guys. My card base is a little wonky. Okay, we'll deal with that later. But for now, let's get it on there.
She said she needs one.
Did you put up the link?
I did.
Darren put the link up for the detail grabber. All right, this is gonna drive me crazy. Hang on, guys. I don't know about you, but I struggle with getting mine creased just right. Mine is a little crooked. So we are going to, it's gonna bug me if I don't fix it. I could fake it, but it'll bug me. So the OCD in me will not let me do that. Okay, now I feel like we can stick it on there. I think that's just about centered.
She said it's sold out.
Okay, well, you know what? If you look on the site, there's usually a little button that says notify me. And so that is a good way to let the people at the office know that you want that item. So let them know, because, you know, demand is always speaks pretty loudly, right? And that way it'll notify you when it does come back in stock. Okay? All right, I think we have got that.
Cindy said she really loves this card. It's so beautiful.
Oh, Cindy, thank you so much. I love it even better when it's all attached. And when we have it on the card base. All right. So we got to do our last little frosty card. I want to say one more thing. When you have die cuts like this on your card, don't be afraid to kind of fluff them and mess with them a little bit, because you want them to look lively. You don't want them to just be flat on your card, right? It just brings a little bit more dimension. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had fun with me creating this winter card. And next week I will have something different and something new for you. And I will see you then. Have a very happy new year, and thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye.